Jeremy, should I unmute us until it's time for us to speak or no?
So
Okay.
somebody just joined. I don't know if that's your guest
That's-
speaker.
Is that, maybe Todd, I'm verified? Maybe
They have
that's-
to press *6 to unmute.
Is
since they called in.
you on the, phone? No. Marlene? Who is it? Please unmute and let us know who you are.
It's *6 to unmute.
Christina Stevens.
Christina?
Okay.
Are you going to speak for Marlene? Christina Stevens.
Christina's just, I don't think she's on the committee, right? Christina, are you on the committee? I don't think so,
No.
right?
No, I'm not on the committee now.
She's a
No,
member of the
just
public
listening.
tonight.
Yes, I'm waiting.
Member of the
Christina.
public.
Well, welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. I will start the meeting. Good evening. It is December 9th, 2025. This is a meeting of the Health and Social Services Committee meeting. Will the members please introduce? I'm Sandra Unger, the committee chair. Pat Cambria, assistant chair.
David Levitt, member.
Alrighty. I will read the conduct statement. We are waiting for the presenter to come online. The following rules of conduct are applicable to members of the public, Community Board 11 and the Community Board staff. Any action or behavior that disrupts or interferes with Community Board 11 business will not be tolerated during any Community Board 11 meeting, result in the individual or individuals being asked to leave. If the action or behavior continues, this may be considered disturbing the peace and the appropriate authorities may be summoned. If the meeting is held remotely, the person may be muted or expelled for the remainder. Repeated violations by the same person or group of people may result in further action by the community board. All public speakers must address the full board or the committee with their concerns. Electioneering for a position other than an officer of Community Board 11 is prohibited. Engaging in acts of violence, including threats, are grounds for immediate suspension of the right to attend meetings, pending review by the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee. Respect the equality, diversity, and privacy of all people by respecting and valuing differences of culture and opinion. Refrain from unpleasant or disparaging remarks and other actions. Abstain from all forms of harassment by actively discouraging it. Disseminating false information is prohibited. I am still waiting for Marlene Crystal Olmo from the mayor's office to end domestic and gender-based violence. Are you on, Marlene? There she is. Oh, I was just calling you again. Unmute yourself, Marlene.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hello. Good. I was just going to call you to tell you that I sent you the link. The floor is all yours, Marlene.
I couldn't hear it. I'm sorry. It sounded a little muffled.
The floor is all yours. You may begin.
Okay. So, hello, everyone. My name is Marlene Crisostomo, and I am the Senior Director of Programs and Community Partnerships at the Bronx Family Justice Center. We are part of the mayor's office, and we work with anyone who has ever experienced some form of gender-based violence. Gender-based violence includes intimate partner violence, family violence, elder abuse, sex trafficking, stalking, sexual assault. So if anyone has ever experienced that now or in the past, we can assist. We don't need any documentations. We don't need evidence or proof that, clients were a victim of any of these violence. As long as they come to us, they let us know what happened, then we'll be able to assist them. So at the Family Justice Center, we provide different types of services for a survivor. Everything is free and confidential. We have, so the way the process works is the clients will have to go through an intake process. So basically, we're gonna get their personal demographics and only obtain the opposite party or the harming party's first and last name and date of birth. We don't require address, phone number. We would never get in contact with the harming party because a lot of times clients do become concerned and they're afraid that we may reach out to them and let them know that they are trying, to build up a case. Um, we work with the client and we meet them where they're at. So we give them options and the clients will decide what works best for them. Because we do believe that clients are the experts of their own lives, so they would know what works best for them, right? So we have case management. So a case manager will be the person that will connect with client, with safety assessment, risk management, and provide them with all the different referrals or resources that they may need. A case manager can also draft a family offense petition. So that's like an order of protection restraining order. They can actually do that. Our services are remote or in person. They can walk in or call us to receive services. The case manager can also assist clients with finding a shelter space. If they need help, figuring out what type of housing they may qualify for, if they have food insecurities. So the case manager is the one that's going to wrap around all the different services for the client. We also have a legal team. So we have attorneys for family law, which means that a client would receive all the service that we provide for legal. It would be a consultation. There's no guarantee for legal representation. So an attorney would speak with the client, answer all the legal questions, and if they can take the case, they'll let them know. It varies by the capacity of the agency and the situation, right? It varies by case. Um, so we have family law. So family law, it's anything that has to do with family court, custody, orders of protection, petitions for visitation, child support. We have attorneys for matrimonial. We have matrimonial, so if they're looking for a divorce. We have housing legal, so if they have any issues in housing court, they can assist. And immigration. We don't know, given what's going on in the city, immigration cases, are really high. So our appointment slots for immigration are very far out, a few months. We are looking into next year. Um, there are cases where there are emergencies that clients may have emergencies coming up, and we can see if we can speak to the providers and see if they can squeeze them in any of the slots. Um, we also have counseling services for children and adults. And we also have a partnership with Lincoln Hospital. So a lot of times we have clients that are stating that they feel depressed. They don't want to go to work, So this is a different type of counseling. So basically, this is where a client may need medication. Um, yeah, so it's different. We also have a self-sufficiency coordinator. So this is the person that can help the client, get into training programs if they need help finding jobs, building resumes. Um, we have an HRA liaison. So if the client has any issues with their public assistance case, like their case is sanctioned or they need help troubleshooting, we have an HRA liaison that can actually assist. We also have NYPD on site, the New York Police Department. So if a client needs to file a police report or obtain copies of a prior report, we can also assist. Our officers are plain clothes, so they are not walking around in uniforms or displaying their weapons, which a lot of times, it can be intimidating for survivors. Um, we also have Cornell Tech. So Cornell Tech is a great program. It's also part of the City and Sanctuary for Families. So basically there are clients that we have that they'll tell us, I'm not sure why, my partner always knows where I'm at. They know who I speak to, how long, who I'm texting. So Cornell Tech actually can look into the devices of the client and the children. It could be tablets, cell phones, computers, and see if there's any spyware, malware, if there's any tracking devices. A lot of times, there's things that they, install in the cars. They can track the clients. We have that as well. We also have a children's room because a lot of times the children are part of the case, right? They witnessed the violence or they were also abused. So we don't want to re-victimize the children as well. So whenever the clients come in with the kids, we have a children's room and the kids can stay there, do activities and play. Um, we also have, if they need help applying for food stamps, we have someone that can assist with that. So there's a lot of different services for survivors. I don't like to call it a one-stop shop, but basically that's what it is. All these services are being,
But it's
yeah,
good.
are being,
but
Yeah.
It's easy. You cover a lot. It's easy because it's in one place, like you said, and there's many facets. I have a question. Is that okay to ask now?
Well, I have several questions too.
All right, my question is, it is confidential, but you're saying that you don't ask any questions. What if, like, because there are sometimes cases where it's not really a domestic violence, but there's a lot of arguing and the person blames the other person for something that they really did not do. How would you know? Like,
Well,
that's what I'm saying, because there could be, issues that way, and you're gonna be providing all these services for this person, and it really truly did not happen. That person was not abused, there was no violence or anything. They just said it hearsay because it was her or his, way of, just to say it. Is there a way for you to really find out? Like I guess you have to look through prior reports, like you said.
well, like I mentioned earlier, we don't need any police reports or orders of protection to believe that a client is a victim, right? We go basically by whatever they're telling us. So our intake specialists will do an intake, a thorough intake. They will ask questions, ask about the incident, what happened, how it was triggered, like, so we would try to figure out if they are the primary victim or the aggressor. It's hard because we don't have a lie detector, right? So we may not know. We may have an abuser in front of us, but a lot of times based on the answers, we're able to tell if this is actually the victim or not. And a lot of times it's an unhealthy relationship and it's not an abusive relationship, right? So it's a power and control struggle, right? So it varies. So we have to ask a few questions and find out if they're actually the victim or not. A lot of times you can't really go by a police report, right? Because it's whoever called the police first, and when the police arrive, they'll hear whoever was the first person that spoke to them. Um, so yeah, we ask them a lot of questions and we try to figure out. We do not work with the harming party. We only work with the victim. Let's say that we have this person in front of us, which we believe is the victim, and then we have the opposite party come in. We can service both of them, and there we would just have to figure out, who's the victim or not, and we can at no cost we will ever tell either or that the other person is receiving services. So a prime example is, let's say any of you refer a client over to us for services, and there's different services at the agency, and then you call us to find out what did we do with them. We cannot disclose that information unless the client provides consent. So that's how that works. So we work very detailed, and we are focused on the actions, what happens, because we also have an organization that is called Women's Prison Association. So I forgot to mention earlier, we have different service, although we are part of the city, right, in the mayor's office. We don't provide service ourselves. We have service providers, which are their CBOs, our community-based organizations. So we have, like, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Safe Horizon, South Getsu, Sanctuary for Families, Day One. We have WPA, which is Women's Prison Association. A lot of times we have victims, survivors who are receiving services and are actually the victim, and the opposite party, the harming party, will file a police report against them on the false claims, right? So those clients now the victim now is going to be a perpetrator or a harming party, right? In a different case against them. We actually have that agency that can work with the victim, although they have a criminal. So it's for criminalized survivors, right? It's a little difficult, but the client just has to be willing to actually, speak about the situation. And abuse, something very important that a lot of people think that it's just physical abuse. It's not. There's various ways of somebody being abused. It's verbal abuse, mental, emotional, financial. Um, there's coercion, threats, isolating you from your family, not allowing you to work, abusing you based on the pets, right? Threatening to cause harm to the pets or harming party. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. So there's different ways that could happen. So it's just a matter of just listening to the survivor and figure out where they're at. And I think there was a second part of your question. Was there something else?
No, but I have one, if I may ask. One, where is the phone number where they can contact and the address where they can go? You could put it in the chat, but it would be nice also if you spoke it.
Spoke it out, for anybody that's listening.
Okay, so the phone number is so we have a center in each borough. I forgot to mention that. So we are borough based. So I work out of the Bronx Family Justice Center, but we have one in each borough. So usually the client typically will go to the borough where the incident took place, right, or where they live. There's a lot of times that there's a safety concern that the client cannot go to the center which they belong. So we will make an exception. We are co-located in the DA's building. So most of our centers are co-located within around the family courts area right across the street, but in the Bronx, we are co-located in the same building. Our Bronx location is 198 East 161st Street. So it's 198 East 161st Street on the second floor, Bronx, New York. And the phone number is 718-508-1220. 718-508-1220.
And it's 198.
And got clients 198, yeah, 198 East 161st Street,
Yeah,
second floor.
yeah,
Just make sure that the clients, they will need an ID. It's a city building, it's the district attorney's office, so they need an ID to get in. Let's say that you're referring a client, like a criminalized survivor, right? That they have an open case against them, but they are a victim. Please give us a call, let us know so we know to expect them, because when security at the DA's office, when they come in, inputs their name in the system, is gonna flag them that there's an open case and they can make an arrest. But if they know that they're coming to us to the second floor, they are not gonna arrest them. They will call us and let us know so we can go and get the client downstairs. So we can bypass that part of the security.
okay.
So make sure they always have an ID, and if there's an open case, let us know. So like that, we can receive the heads up and let them know that they're coming. I was gonna mention some. Oh, another big one is a lot of people think that just because they're married, that sexual abuse cannot take place. Yes, if a person does not, even though they're married, if one of the parties does not consent for sexual intercourse, and the opposite party forces them to do so, then that's considered rape.
Okay.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think that just because they're married, they can have sex with their partner, whenever they want to,
Yeah.
even if they don't know. That's against
Yeah.
the law.
Right. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, I taught that in my class.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
like,
know.
go ahead. And thank you so much. We're gonna open it up for the gallery. Christina, do you have any questions or concerns? Christina?
No, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, no, she answered the question. I've got the telephone number and the address. Thank you so very much for your report. Very
If we don't
informative.
answer,
Thank you.
if you're welcome. If you call instead of going in person, it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. But if you do call us because clients cannot come in, please leave a voicemail with the name and phone number. And if it's safe to leave a voicemail, and we will call back. I typically answer most of the voicemail messages that we get. So please leave a voicemail with the name and phone number, and we will call back. Typically within 24 hours. And how urgent it is. We can help clients get into domestic violence shelters. So we have a very small food pantry. A lot of times we have clients that are leaving the abusive home and they are leaving with nothing. So we have a little small clothing closet, and we have a small food pantry as well, that we can assist.
You're covering all bases.
Yeah, it is a one-stop shop.
Yeah, it is a one-stop shop.
It definitely is, because it's a burden, right? The clients are already going through traumatic
Right.
events, right? And experiences, having to go to one place for an appointment, another one to meet with an attorney somewhere else.
Yes.
It can be very overwhelming. So we are all in the same building. We can communicate with each other, and it makes everything easier and run smoothly for the client, right?
I know that you mentioned about pets, because now you see ads on TV about, if you're abused, there are places where you could bring your pet,
Yeah.
because that's so.
Yes, we have an agency. Yeah, we have an agency, URI, Urban Justice or Urban Resource Institute. So they actually they have case managers at our center. And every time we have a client that needs shelter space, we send a form over to them, and they'll let us know if they have any space. So aside from clients calling the New York City Domestic Violence Hotline, we can actually do it straight through URI, send that referral. It's different, right? Because if you go through the New York City Domestic Violence Hotline, you'll be on the phone for over an hour, maybe doing an intake and seeing if there's any space available. But these are more for all the domestic violence victims, and also if they have pets, because Uripouse, that's the name of the shelter.
Oh,
I
that's
have another question. With the new mayor, will your offices still be
existing.
existing?
Yeah, I
cases?
can say that I think the office is always going to be open because unfortunately this is something that is always going to happen, right? Like people always going to go have some type of situations in their household, domestic violence. So there hasn't been any word, that anything is going to be dismantled. Hopefully, right? We never know, right? There's always changes.
Right,
But I don't think, yeah, but I don't think that I think that it's going to remain. It's
no,
going
I
to
think
continue.
there's a need for that.
Yeah, she sounds like it's a well-run machine that you would hate to start all over again with new people running and having to go through the process. So thank you.
Yes.
Is there anyone else who may have a question at this point? All right, then I thank you. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for the health fair. We'll invite you and maybe you could be there with your information and meet the people during the health fair.
Yeah, that would be nice, especially that your
Right.
office is in the Bronx.
Right? Thank you so
No, yeah, definitely. If
Thank
you have
you.
any events that you need me to be a part of, just let me know if I can't make it. Have any on
Maybe
my
somebody
team.
from your team. Maybe
Yeah.
you could send
Say it
somebody.
again. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I was saying maybe if you can't make it, you could send somebody from your team to
Yeah.
come. That would be nice.
She had someone from her team when I met you, right? Didn't you have someone, or the man sitting next to you? I thought may have been part of your team. But whatever, when and if we have the fair, I will definitely let you know. Because you're offering a great service.
No,
Service.
and also just to clarify, like I mentioned earlier, it's gender-based violence survivors. So a lot of times we get callers of clients that are having issues with their neighbors, right? With their
Yeah.
roommates. We do not see those type of cases. Strangers, we don't see that. Those, we would never turn down a client, right? We will always find a resource or an
Right.
agency to assist them. But just FYI, a lot of times people think that family violence also constitute when they're living together, but they have to have a child in common, be married, fiance, ex-partner, divorce, or any form of family violence. Well, when it comes to sexual abuse and stalking, then that's different. And I didn't mention elder abuse as well. We also provide service for elder.
That's a big
That's a
thing.
big thing too. All right,
So that's good that you do that too.
thank you. Thank you so much. All right, is there anyone else who may have questions?
In the gallery.
And from the gallery? Oh, I'm surprised Kay isn't there.
Yeah.
All right, then we're going to let you go and we're gonna continue with our meeting with some old business or whatever.
Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem. Take care. We talk soon, okay?
Yes.
Take care. Happy holidays, everyone.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Christina. Old business. Well, I'm still looking for a place to have the health fair. I contacted the new people at
I spoke to Rita.
Ron's house
Okay.
and I gave him all the information. And he hasn't gotten back to me, so I figured I was gonna wait till after Thanksgiving.
Rita said she had spoken to you about the church.
Yes. Oh,
So that could be a possibility, right?
yes.
Rosary. She said that if you give her dates and what she'll look into it because the hall downstairs.
I know.
People up and they have tables and.
I know, I used to run the Boy Scout flea markets there, because I ran, Troop 164, when we did the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts, we were out of Holy Rosary. So, and we would even allow us to have, flea markets there.
That's nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm looking into it, but I will see Rita on Thursday.
Yeah, so ask her.
So I'll ask her again, and the new business, does anyone have any new business or questions? None at this point, but we're still looking.
Yeah.
Ask Jeremy again to contact, Bronx House, because maybe you have already been involved in an
Connection with them.
no, that he's, the district manager, and then the chair, and
Maybe.
but I did send Mr. Hollingsworth
All right.
the information, I spoke to him.
Probably overwhelmed because he's new and everything else.
So that's, Stephanie. You missed the whole presentation.
Hi, Stephanie.
Stephanie, you can unmute. Stephanie?
Hello, hi.
Hi, how are you? You could unmute, but you missed the whole presentation. She was wonderful, but you can see it on YouTube or
Yes.
Facebook.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. I was trying to figure
Yes.
out how to log on. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
It's very helpful and useful information.
Yeah, and it's
Problem. I'll make sure to watch it.
great. All right, thank you.
Have a nice evening.
Happy holidays. All right, do I call Jeremy to tell him to shut it off?
Yeah, I guess I could stop the video, right?
Yeah,
Could I? Stop the video. Okay. Oh, stop. Don't,
no, he should have done it.
okay, all right, so I think we're good. I know I have to shut everything off.
Click the X.
Okay, I'll do that.
What is that? Stop the video? But he has to, does he have to sign this off?
No, I think all right, so now I have to shut everything down.
If that's it, then is that stopping it, David?
Well, I would
What time is it?
before you the computer.
What is it?
The
Yes.
meeting ended at 7:29 PM.
Do we know where the community board meeting is this month?
I think it's going to be at Bronx Psychiatric Center, but in the first building on the right. It's called the New Resource Center.
Mhm.
He's going to go look at it.
I don't know.
He,
Okay.
been sending me.
They have parking there?
Yes,
Do they have?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I
and if anybody wants to pick me up, I have my handicap that we can park on.
What day is
I
that?
like the way you did that. It's very.
Yeah. What?
Why do you need it? You need it.
Hello, are we still there? I think the meeting is over. Hello?
I think they finished the meeting.